June 2021 marks the 50th anniversary that LA Woman, the classic rock album by The Doors, was released 50 years ago, which is hard to get my head wrapped around. Um, just to think I was only 8 years old and our family piled in a Volkswagen Bug, a classic red Volkswagen Bug, and drove around and listened to the songs of the 60s. And of course, the Doors were all over the radio. And it was just amazing. I think the music, me personally, music of the 60s is probably my favorite of all time. And then some songs from the 70s and the 80s. I like some stuff from the 50s too, but I basically think music today is pretty poor compared to music of the 60s. I'm talking about rock music, pop music. It's just amazing. And this weekend I was doing a lot of reminiscing. I met a dear friend from high school for lunch on Saturday, and we had basically a 2-hour lunch. And I met her and her mother, and Patrick and I, the four of us sat and just talked about old times, and Patrick enjoyed hearing some of the stories. I had very fond memories of I guess we've talked a lot about times like when we were 18. And we haven't seen each other in a while. We had gotten together for a Bruce Springsteen concert quite a few years ago. But it's the kind of friendship where time can pass and then you see each other and you can just talk, and it seems like you can just pick up where you left off. And I think that's very special. So I've been reminiscing about the past, and I happened to read an article about the LA Woman. This December they're releasing a box set of the classic Doors album with several demos on the album. And if you're a music lover like I am, you're aware that sometimes demos of songs can stand by themselves and sometimes be appreciated uniquely on their own, and sometimes in some cases the demos are better than the songs that they released. And earlier this week there was an article on the internet by Rolling Stone, and they talked about this demo that's being released of LA Woman, of Riders on the Storm. And it's an up-tempo jazzy sound, and it's amazing. And I've already pre-ordered my box set. They're not going to be released until December 3rd. And you can pre-order your box set on Amazon. And so I'm looking forward to, that'll be an early Christmas present. And if you haven't heard it, the song is just amazing. But it's been a definite weekend of some reminiscing and looking back. It's funny, I had brought some pictures to the lunch that were taken around 1980, 1981. And there was one picture of all of us girls in New York City. And my friend didn't recognize a member of the group. And it turns out when I flipped over the picture, I had wrote down who was in the picture except for that one person, and it was a friend of hers, and she's trying to jog her memory about who it was. But this odd thing in the photo, her friend has turned her head, so you can only see like pretty much the side or back of her head, mostly the back of her head. But my friend had said, "Wonder what play we went and saw," and I love the fact that, I mean, we don't do this anymore, but on the back side of the photo, I had wrote down the name of the play we went and saw, and it was Chorus Line. So that brought back many memories, and That particular play, I liked the music, but I personally did not like the storyline. Anyway, back to the Doors. The this version is up tempo. It's a little faster, and you can tell that Jim Morrison hadn't quite worked out the way he was going to sing the lyrics. He sounds a little bit conservative for Jim on this version, but it's a lovely version. I love it, and I could listen to it over and over again and dance around the house, and it's just amazing. And they don't do music like this anymore, and you really got to appreciate the old classics. Let me turn this up. Listen closely, they haven't added the rain sound effects or the thunder. That was added much later. But this version is great too. I love it. So if you love the Doors like I do, make sure you order doing a little plug for Amazon. Free advertising. Order your box set. Comes out December 3rd. Make an excellent Christmas present for yourself or somebody else who loves songs from the 60s, like I do. Where can you hear a song like this?